Hi class. Okay, so today, Monday, we are going to be talking about multiplication using models. So let me put this into a slideshow so you can see what we are going to be learning about. Okay, so we're learning about multiplication using models, and some of the terms that we're gonna use when multiplying is called the multiplicand, which is the number that will be multiplied to get an answer, and then the multiplier, which is the number that tells how many times another number will be multiplied, and the product. The product is the answer when multiplying two numbers together. So let's look at the problem. 2 times 4 equals 8. So we can see 2 is the multiplicand because this is the number that's going to be multiplied in order to get an answer. The multiplier is the number 4. 4 is how many times we are multiplying the number 2. And 8 is the product. That is our final answer when we take 2 times 4 equals 8. Okay, so let's move on. Here is an example. We have the problem 3 times 8 equals 24. What is the number 3 in this problem? That's right. The number 3 is the multiplicand. This is the number that's going to be multiplied to get your answer. So, if we have 3 times 8, and we know 3 is the multiplicand, what is the number 8? That's right. The number 8 is the multiplier. This is how many times we're going to multiply the number 3. And then our last number, 24, what is that number? That's right. The number 24 is the product. 3 times 8 equals 24. Okay, so now I have some dimes, but I want to know how many dimes I have all together without counting them all. Here we go. These are all of my dimes. Let's put them into groups so that way we can see how many I have in total without having to count them all. You can see here that I put them into equal groups. How many dimes do I have in each group? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 dimes in each group. So, how many groups do I have? Well, here's one group, a second group. I have 3 groups of 7 dimes. So 3 is going to be the number of how many groups I have. And we want to multiply that by 7 to find out how many dimes I have in total. Another way we might think about multiplication is thinking of it as repeated addition. We are really taking 7 plus 7 plus 7. And then we can skip count to find our answer. So let's count. 7, let's skip count. 7 plus 7 equals 14, plus 7 equals 21. So 7 plus 7 plus 7 equals 21, which means that 3 times 7 equals 21. Okay, now we can go to the next question, and let's roll over here. Okay, so this time I have a bunch of triangles. I want to find out again how many triangles I have. But in order to figure that out without adding or counting, I have already put them into groups. So I will draw some shapes around. I will put circles around each group. So here is one group, and here's another group, here's another group, here's another group down here, one group there, and one more group here. Okay, so you can see I have, let's first look at let's see how many groups we have. Here's one group, two groups, three groups, four groups, 5, 6, and 7 groups. So I have 7 groups of triangles. So we're going to put the 7 first. Here, I'll change my color so you can see. I'll put a 7 here because that's talking about the number of groups we have. And then we're going to take 7 and we're going to multiply it by how many triangles are in each group. So how many triangles do we see in each group? Can you count them? That's right. There are 5 triangles in each group. Let's look at this first group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 triangles in each group. So we can see that each group is even because there are 5 triangles in each group. Now, let's think about this as a repeated addition problem. So if we have 7 groups, how many times are we adding 5? We're adding 5 to itself 7 times. So it's 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, okay. So then we can skip count and we can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So we know 5 added to itself 7 times equals 35. That means that 7 times 5 equals 35. Very good. Okay, so let's look at some practice. Time for you to practice. I have 5 groups of 3 triangles. How many triangles do I have all together? 5 times 3 equals how many triangles? Pause the video so you can answer this before I share the answer. Okay, so you know that we can take 3 and add it to itself 5 times. So we can skip count. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And then we can know that 5 times 3 equals 15. So we have 15 triangles all together. Now see here, you can see where there's 3 added to itself 5 times, and that equals 15. Now it's time for you to do some practice on your own. I want you to find some shapes or similar objects around your house that you can use to show multiplication by creating models such as I did in the slides before. And I want you to use your objects to help you model the next few questions. So I want you to do the question 2 times 8 equals blank and 3 times 4 equals blank. Please pause the video now so that way you can answer those questions before I share the answers. Okay, stop. If you have not completed the 2 questions on the slide before this one, then please pause the video and solve those questions before continuing on. Okay, now we're going to look at the answers for the 2 problems I asked you to look at. The first question was 2 times 8 equals 16. So you could have made 2 groups of 8. So we have 8 in each group. And you can skip count. 8 plus 8 equals 16. Or you could have had 8 groups of 2. You could have done it like this and then skip counted using 2's and multiplying 2 by 8. So you could have said 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 2 times 8 equals 16. Okay, the other problem I asked you to answer was 4 times 3 equals 12. Your model should have looked something like this. You could have had 4 groups of 3 objects. So 4 times 3 equals 12. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which gives you 3, 6, 9, 12. Or you could have answered it by making 3 groups of 4. 3 times 4 also equals 12. 4, 8, 12. Okay, thank you guys for watching and good luck with your assignments for today.